Pay close attention. What I'm going to say won't be consoling in the long run. It is a word for the present, while these words are being said to you. We've closed your case. Repeat that in your heart until it becomes ingrained in you. We've closed your case. I have proclaimed in front of all of heaven today that your predicament has a deadline. I have rendered a definitive verdict against everything, even the chains that restrained you, the object that prevented you from sleeping, and the weight that followed you from room to room. You are not going to experience a miracle. It's here already. Not the following day. Not at the end of a lengthy journey that is still to come. Right now. At this moment. The power of heaven is working on your behalf as you receive this word. Orders have been placed. People are opening doors. Your road is being freed of obstacles. This isn't a show. The throne has made this announcement. And when I speak, my words become reality. I want you to know who is talking to you. I am your Father. I am the one who made your heart's chambers and the breath in your lungs. I am far more familiar with you than you are with yourself. I have seen you shoulder loads that no one could handle on their own. I've heard the prayers you said out loud and even the ones you didn't complete because you couldn't find the right words. When you felt totally alone, I was there in every room you entered. I was always there during those times. You just weren't able to sense it yet. I am aware that occasionally you thought I had forgotten about you. You believed that your prayers vanished into thin air. Maybe you questioned whether your faith was sufficient or whether something about you disqualified you from my focus. Let me address that untruth directly. It was never accurate. Never once. You were constantly in my vision. You never went beyond my concern. I have always written your name in my hand, and I have never been unconcerned about whatever you have gone through. With all the power of heaven behind me, I tell you today, I'm done waiting. We've evaluated your case. It has been discussed. The decision has been made. It is not by accident that you are here. You didn't just happen to find yourself in this situation. Here, I sketched you. The time has come, so I set up this meeting between you and my voice. It's a time I set in motion long before it reached your door, not one I'm improvising. There were times when you were on the verge of quitting up. I was there, so I know. I witnessed you consider the price of holding on to your faith and repeatedly decide to get up and carry on. That choice was important. I witnessed and recalled every time you reached for faith in the face of opposition from everything around you. It was true what you experienced during those months and years. And so is what's about to happen. I wasn't motionless during all those waiting seasons. I was working, but you saw quiet. I was acting on your behalf in the invisible realms where everything is controlled, even if you were unable to see it with your own eyes. They were moving mountains. Roads were being built over what appeared to be nothing more than a barren desert. I was never on the sidelines. I was sprinting ahead of you, setting up the exact route you are going to take. Consider the walls of Jericho. Because they were expert fighters and had strong weapons, the Israelites did not witness the fall of those walls. I knocked down the walls while they merely obeyed. I'm doing just that for you right now. The barriers encircling your predicament, the ones that have been in place for so long that you no longer anticipate their movement, are collapsing. Not by your might. Not by your knowledge. Not by your efforts. But according to my word. By my decree. by the might of the one who is in control of everything. It's not a minor change that's approaching you. It is more than just fixing a broken thing. It is a total and irreversible change. Those who know you will find it difficult to distinguish between the person you were and the person you have become once I have completed what I have started. When I choose to relocate on behalf of one of my children, they will witness first-hand evidence of my abilities. They will only be able to explain it by stating, "His God did this," or "Her God did this." They will also be correct. Your family will undergo a transformation. There will be a modification to your provision. There will be a change in your health. Your tranquility, the kind that is independent of situations, will come back. I am rebuilding what the enemy has taken from your life over the years. It was taken in a larger measure rather than the same one. I am that person. I don't go back to the prior level. Beyond that, I repair. I pour forth more than what was taken when I extend my hand to return what was lost. That's the type of father I am. I am aware that trusting my commitment is the most difficult aspect of this situation. You've already had faith. You've seen days turn into months, and months turn into years. While everything around you appeared to remain the same, you have adhered strictly to your pledges. I won't pretend that was simple. I am aware of the pain. However, I am now telling you that because I never allowed you to collapse, you are still standing, you are still listening, and your faith has not entirely vanished. Every silent season, I was by your side, and I am by your side today. Your life's next chapter is being opened by the same hands that carried you back then. Accept these words. Allow them to pass through your ears and land in the darkest recesses of your heart, where disappointment has attempted to establish a residence. Today, I am addressing those locations directly. This is not just for the part of you that believes. It is for the portion that has been hurt, let down, and scared to have hope once more. And in response to that, I say, let your heart open. There is no doubt about what I have said about your life. And what I said I would do starts today. Say Amen if you think this word is for you. Let me now explain what transpired as soon as your case was closed. Allow me to demonstrate what happened in the heavenly courts. My son extended his hands, the same hands that bore the nails and carried the cross, in front of the celestial court. He shouted your name after exposing his wounds. This one is mine, he declared. This individual has previously received redemption. They have previously responded to all of the charges made against them. On the cross, the entire cost was paid. Every accuser was compelled to back off at that precise moment. Not grudgingly. Not following a discussion. Not following a second hearing. They went silent because there was nothing left to argue. My son's sacrifice is the appropriate solution to every allegation. When he mentioned your name and exhibited his wounds, your case was closed. Not temporarily. Forever. There is no court in heaven or on earth that can reopen what my son has sealed with his blood. I need you to grasp what this implies. It indicates you are not standing before me as someone attempting to earn what I am going to release. You are not waiting to learn whether you have been good enough, faithful enough, or consistent enough. The miracle I am releasing over your life does not depend on your performance. It depends on what my son has previously finished. He carried the weight so that you would not have to. His obedience covered your weakness. His sacrifice settled every obligation. Remember the narrative of Mary and Martha. Both sisters came to my son heartbroken after Lazarus passed away. From every human point of view, the matter was resolved. Lazarus had spent 4 days in the tomb. The stone was rolled into position previously. The mourners had already come to terms with the conclusion. However, my son was blind to what others were seeing. Calling Lazarus by name, he glanced at the tomb. And the dead resurrected. I am that kind of God. Before I move, I don't need a situation to appear optimistic. When I decide to move, I do so. And I've ruled that your time has arrived today. Certain aspects of your life appear to have been neglected for an excessive amount of time. Maybe it's a relationship that gradually became chilly. Maybe you set it aside because the disappointment was too much. It can be a physical ailment that became ingrained in your life and convinced you that it would never go away. Or maybe you were so accustomed to the financial hardship that you stopped praying expectantly. I witness all of those circumstances. And let me tell you this. I can reach all of them. The God who raised Lazarus from the dead is still me. The God who divides rivers is still me. The God who draws water from the rock is still me. To me, what appears to be the last chapter is not. Today, have faith. Have faith that your spirit is being reached by my word. The enemy has been speaking falsehoods into your heart for a very long time. He has attempted to persuade you that your circumstances are unique. That you could never experience what happened to others. That there is no turning back, that too much has gone wrong, and that it is too late. However, all of those murmurs have been false. And as of right now, my truth surpasses all of your false beliefs. When what someone fears is closest, the enemy whispers loudest. He's already seen what I've got for you. He has observed the doors I am going to unlock. His last tactic is straightforward: persuade you to leave right before your breakthrough. Don't leave. Take a look at Abraham. His body was already older than it appeared to be when I contacted him and made my commitment. Sarah has never been able to conceive in her life. The promise was unachievable by any human calculations. However, I am not constrained by human computations. When I spoke, life appeared where none had previously existed. I predicted it would occur, and it did. That same force is not just a myth from antiquity. It still exists today. It is currently in motion. And it's coming your way. Take a peek at Caleb now. He didn't ask for the simplest property at 85 years old, after a whole generation had walked through the wilderness. Rather, he courageously arose and said, "Give me this mountain." He requested the most difficult area, the one that everyone else shunned. Why? Since he was aware that I was with him. Every mountain has already been overcome when I'm with you. I'm calling you to adopt that stance today. Not a fearful stance. It's not a position where you accept less because you've been hurt by disappointment. But a position of total assurance, knowing that I haven't taken you this far to fail to fulfill my promise. As I announce the closure of your case, I also announce the next steps. Not just getting rid of everything that was against you, but also the unveiling of everything I've been working on for you. My blessings are more than just the lack of adversity. They are a vibrant, expanding, and overflowing reality. A favor that lets you in before you even knock. provision that shows up before your biggest need, peace that maintains your heart's stability in the face of trembling surroundings. I've got that ready for you. That was the outcome of the verdict. Not just liberation from the past, but autonomy in the future. Keep in mind this fact. My word never comes back to me empty. It consistently achieves the goal for which I send it. That pledge is etched in stone. And that still holds true today. I purposefully sent you this mail. It bears my power. It goes beyond simple encouragement. It is a message from God regarding your life. The same voice that ordered darkness to give way to light. The same voice that used a single statement to calm the raging waters. The same voice that gave birth to creation. Today, that same voice is controlling your life. My power is being applied to you. Stay still. Allow my word to penetrate every secret area of your heart that has been longing for transformation. I also want to talk openly about the path you've been on. I won't act as though it was simple. There were times when you sobbed for no apparent reason. On some mornings, you woke up with the same burden you had carried to bed. There were times when the weight of my quiet was greater than your suffering. I am aware. Every tear was visible to me. I never averted